Good morning, Lompoc.
Good morning, Lompoc. Welcome to our 7th episode of Good Morning Lompoc.
Is there a 7th?
This is our 7th episode.
Yeah,
Starting
lucky
our
7.
starting our third week. It's been a lot of work,
Yeah,
a lot of effort, but we've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for following and all the support and all the messages, and we really appreciate you guys. And this is why we get up early and do this show.
Man, we've been burning the candle, but I think we have a really fun show for you guys today. We've got some serious items, and we've got some levity and some laughter. We're hopeful that we can get your week started off with a smile. Maybe a little bit of a challenging week for our nation as it's going through some pretty tough times, but we're resilient people, and I'm hopeful that we can make the best of it.
Yep.
So tell us about our show today, Michelle.
Yeah. So first up, we have forgot to mention, those were Holly's kids.
Yes.
Holly lives up in Arroyo Grande, and she's been watching this show, and thank you so much for Holly for watching.
Grande.
And
Shout
so
out.
she put together a little video of her girls that are adorable, saying Good Morning Lompoc. So
It's a reminder that we do have some folks that are watching from outside of the city limits of Lompoc. We're so excited to have you. Thanks for bringing your attention to Lompoc this morning. So,
And one of the things we wanted to show off today, Bree Jansen, she's the assistant director of the Lompoc High School drama program, and they have a show that was supposed to open. It's called Matilda. It was supposed to open the day before the schools closed down, basically.
That's crazy.
So they had invited the Cabrillo High School to come out and, the Cabrillo High School drama program to come out and see their show as a sneak peek, and they did a little clip of that. So we wanted to share that with you since they weren't able to perform.
They were ready to perform like the day of, and they had to cancel. As a lot of things have moved pretty quickly, our hearts go out to them, and we're hopeful they can get some time to perform for us again later, or perhaps during summer.
Yep.
So
this is a clip from the song Revolting Children.
Take a hammer and a section of things, but the God is definitely back. We are ELLTIN. Revolting time. S-I-N-G. Soul. S-I-N-G. Rory. R-E-V. L-L-T-I-N-G. It's too late for you. We are revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We say revolting sons, giving revolting nights. To be revolting children, to our revolting sons. It is too early for you. We are getting together again. We are revolting children, to our revolting sons. It is too early for you. We are revolting.
That was awesome.
I have so much practice, and I think I'm too old for that. But that's pretty awesome. It's so exciting to see kids throwing themselves into art and passion. And if any of you are out there today and just kind of bummed that school's not happening, or that the end of the school year is not going to happen, and you can't see your friends, just remember to throw yourself into art. Try to find yourself a creative way to express yourself. If you need suggestions, hit us up. Maybe
and then film it so that we have content.
Absolutely. Well, that was really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very
to
much,
Chris,
Bree. And Chris Braxton.
Chris Braxton, who put this on our radar and threw out the idea. If you guys enjoyed this little segment, hopefully we can connect, maybe even live with some of the folks that were in the show, and
or
talk
if you have any clips from anything really, drama programs, anything that's fun to share that's going to brighten people's days, please send them our way.
And I know a lot of families are doing Broadway plays in their own homes.
Oh, yes.
And they're singing and they're dancing and they're making things up. If you're bold enough and willing, we'd love to have some of that content to show our neighbors and our friends.
We'd love that.
So dance off. Let us know. We'd love to see it. Send it our way.
Yes.
All right.
So there was also a volunteer opportunity that you wanted to mention.
Yes. This popped into we still need to sign up, so stay on us to be committed to this. But the Boys and Girls Club's been shut down, obviously, through this craziness, but they've transitioned into a food bank, and there's some opportunities to just work Monday through Friday from like noon to 1. They provide all of the necessary things to protect yourself. But if you want to help feed our community and do something nice, look into that. That could be a a good option to get out of the house and help someone.
Yep. And then we had another local news company that reached out to us with a couple questions.
Very valid questions.
Valid questions. And I think they're called COVID-19 News Now. So let's play their first question that they had for us.
Yes.
Very serious.
COVID-19 News Now. We have questions for you. Is it okay to walk outside?
Do you want to take that question, Jeremy?
Well, thank you, COVID-19 News, for that excellent question. It is, in fact, okay to walk outside. Some important things to remember. Wear your mask if you have one. If you don't, try to make one. Why is it important to wear a mask if I'm not sick? Well, so we can try to protect other people who might be vulnerable. But the outdoors is still one of the greatest places to go outside and catch your breath and see how beautiful things are. Just remember social distancing, physical distancing if possible. And if you do see your friends, make sure you wave from a distance. Hopefully this will all soon be over. But yeah, let's go outside. The sun's out for at least a little bit today.
And they had one more question.
Yes.
So this is Bradley.
Can we talk to other people? Thank you. We hope you can answer these questions.
So I think that's an important question too. I think that
I think we feel both ways sometimes.
I feel like introverts should know that they still don't have to talk to people if they don't want to. So I think that's really, it's an optional thing. It's a personal thing. But I think it's helpful for us to get through this to be able to talk to other people. Or you might just start talking to yourself.
Yeah, and it's okay to do that sometimes, but if you start doing that quite a bit, we're going to be a bit worried. A suggestion, it's obviously very difficult to talk to people that we used to talk to in person all the time.
Yep.
So as our good friend Jenny Kleindinst reminded us a couple weeks ago, just try to reach out to your friends and call your friends and say hello. It's okay to do that. We don't want those good feelings of connectedness to go away during this craziness.
Yep.
So
But it's still not okay to just FaceTime people without them knowing and expect them to pick up. So.
Not before 7 a.m. at least.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for sending in those questions. Do you guys have questions out there? Do your kids have questions? Film it, send it to us, and we'd be happy to answer.
Yeah. So thank you, Tiffany Todd, for letting your kids, Kimberly and Bradley, film those for us. We've had a lot of fun with it. And then just want to encourage everybody to stay home as much as possible. If right now is softball season, our softball teams don't get to go outside.
There's a lot of Little League and softball teams here in Lompoc. Our good friends, Judy Baker and the Baker family, Dr. T. They've always been amazing supporters and coaches for softball teams here. And our hearts go out to all the kids that don't get to play yet, or at least right now, we're hopeful that that'll happen very soon. But again, we have a great community of coaches and parents, and we hope they can get back to work outdoors with these kids very soon.
Yep. And then, a serious PSA announcement. So if you are one of those people that is stockpiling toilet paper at home, I really want to encourage you to put it to good use. So this was one of the uses I found for that. And, I thought this was important. So try it at home.
And I think we're gonna try something similar with our cat. I don't know.
No, she's 16. I don't think she'd break a hip or something.
She would just knock it over. Kind of like when you see the horses doing the jumps and then they decide I'm not jumping and they just run into it.
Yeah, basically.
But it could make for really good TV.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. We have some more funny things here.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite part about working from home, which I've done for a while.
You guys working at home?
But if you're working from home, I just think it's hilarious how we do it, how we get dressed for work. So, this is just basically us. And I love the guy on the upper right. He got caught on the news for this is a serious politics advisor, I guess. So, but yeah, we just don't have any pants.
Well, we do. They're inside.
I mean, let's see. Do you have what are you wearing from the bottoms up? So true story, he
my
cut
pajama pants.
He cut these pajama pants.
I made a mask
to make a mask
out of my pajama pants.
Out of the lower half.
And it worked.
Yes.
It really did work. But now I have
these are
shorts.
my pants, and these are my house slippers. So
you're so flexible.
I am flexible. So
wow. I'm distracted. I apologize.
Don't be weird. Anyways, and just thinking about wanting to be a superhero and wanting to save the day, we get to save the day in our pajama pants, basically. So that's basically what we're trying to do. So
yes, indeed.
I thought that was pretty funny. You had a message to some of the single men out there.
I know that a lot of people are locked up and the dating scene isn't really happening right now, but here is a word of encouragement and uplift.
Yep. That was it. But
should I read that? Did they say?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's go to the next one.
You wanted people to get creative.
Yeah. So I'm a photographer. So a lot of times it's trying to create really expressive storytelling imagery to show off where you're at or a place that you've traveled to. Now that we can't travel quite as much, here's an incredibly creative idea.
Yeah.
To keep that Instagram feed sublime. Check this out. So, yeah. So what do you think here? So if you notice the cropping and then the image in the background, you can put yourself anywhere in the world with this technique.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty creative.
I thought that was creative too. And, for all those like Instagram influencers out there, I don't think that that's too much of a stretch from what they already do. So just saying. So
take a seat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then it is Easter this weekend coming up. So we had some egg jokes, right? You had an egg joke?
It's going to be tough for a lot of people who are used to getting out and doing Easter egg hunts and such. So we're going to have some fun with eggs today and provide a little levity.
If you do any virtual Easter egg hunts,
how you guys
film it. I want to know even how that works.
It'd be interesting to see how people treat this Easter versus other Easters. Obviously, things are a lot different, but new habits, new techniques, just consider filming it. Yep. We'd love to know how this Easter goes.
Yep. You had a corny egg joke, omelet joke.
I did. And please leave it on the screen so I can read it. I'm going to nail this. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Omelet.
Omelet who?
Omelet smarter than I look.
That's so corny. Oh my God.
I love corny, guys. Somebody help me out here. Does anyone else love corny? It just relieves the pressure within the soul.
What happened? I have one for you.
Uh-oh.
What happened to the egg when he was tickled too much?
What happened to the egg when he was tickled?
He cracked up.
Oh, come on. That's just
super corny. This is why we don't do stand-up comedy.
What's the version of a dad joke when it's a woman?
A mom joke.
A mom joke. Well, you're not a mom.
No, but you're not a dad either.
No, but
speaking of eggs, we wanted to put together a little recipe video focusing on these gooey little eggs and where you color them or marinate them, but you get to eat them afterwards and you don't just go hunt for them. So here's that. So I'll be making a 7-minute egg marinated in soy sauce, rice vinegar, and spices. To start, you want to get a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, a 1/2 cup of soy sauce, and a teaspoon of chili pepper flakes. Gather your eggs. I'm using 6 eggs for this recipe. Bring a pot of water to a boil and gently lower your eggs. And set a timer for exactly 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Multicolored eggs help you keep track of which ones go in first. Once ready, place your eggs in an ice water bath. Combine your ingredients into a jar. Add a little bit of agave nectar, a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, 1/2 cup of soy sauce, 1/3 cup of distilled water, and your chili flakes. Stir that well, and then peel your eggs. Make sure your eggs are completely cool before peeling, so at least a 1/2 hour. My trick for peeling eggs is to crack them gently on all sides and then drop them back in the water. This helps loosen the shell. Older eggs are easier to peel, but I do think fresh eggs taste a little bit better. So there is a trade-off there. Once you've peeled your eggs, place them in your jar and refrigerate for 2 to 4 hours, depending on desired flavor. I like them in there for about 3 hours. When they're done, cut them open and and they're just a gooey little pile of deliciousness.
They are so good. These gooey piles of egg. They're honestly.
They are a gooey little egg pile.
So think about this. So you've all had a hard-boiled egg.
Yep.
So you get the egg white itself. You know the texture of that. Yeah. So imagine this one, a similar texture, but now the egg white has absorbed some of that, a little bit of that savory and saltiness.
It's like the yolk is like the texture of brie, which I'm sure you've had, like a 7-minute egg.
What's the original inspiration for
this? It's kind of based on the Momofuku egg recipe, but I thought that was a little bit too salty, so I added a little bit more rice vinegar. I think you should like the flavor of the marinade before you drop it in. I've also seen people do this with beet juice. So if you use beet juice and then flavor it as well, which could be a fun it could be a fun Easter egg idea. Absolutely. So that you can eat them as well.
That's a great idea, actually. If kids are decorating eggs versus eating them this weekend, you do some cool artwork, take a picture, send it to us.
Yeah,
we'll show it off on the show.
Please.
Okay.
So I love eggs, so that was fun.
I love eggs too. And thank you to Dare to Dream, who regularly supplies us with eggs.
Yeah. And all of you people have backyard chickens now because they ran out. So I saw an article, I think in Wall Street Journal, that backyard chickens
around the country, people are stockpiling backyard chickens. True story.
Because they're worried about running out of eggs. So
have you gotten a baby chicken or decided, hey, now's the time to do chickens? Film it. Send it to us. We'd be curious to see how you guys are doing with that. We used to have backyard chickens. The place we're at now doesn't work as well, but I'm sure a few of you may have just started, so let us know how that's going.
Yeah, we can give you advice, right?
Yes, we can. For free.
Do you want to introduce?
Sure. So in fun little segment here. Over the past year, I've met several community members. I try to get out and get to know who's doing what, and I've met a lot of just local heroes that don't go shout how many things they're doing or what awesomeness they are. They just do it. One of those people is a lady named Yasmin Dawson. She's a lady that put together a march this past year, brought the community together during a moment of some stress and some challenging times for our community.
Yeah.
But she stepped up and decided, hey, we can't just sit here and suffer and sulk. We need to do something. So she stood up, started asking questions, connected with other people, and what do you know, created a movement. And I've got to know her over the last few months, and she's just a bright source of inspiration for our community. And I'd love to share this little video of her. She's got a fun message for the community. So anyway, Yasmin, thank you for putting this together and for sending this over our way. Yasmin Dawson.
Hello, my name is Yasmin Dawson, and I'm the winner of the 10th Annual Valley of Flowers Peace Prize. I won the award for my work bringing together hundreds of residents for a peaceful march aimed at honoring a young man as well as other victims of violence in Lompoc. I also wanted to bring the community together in peace and to counter anxiety and anger that was building up in the community in response to the senseless acts of violence occurring. During the march, I watched the anxiety and fear dissipate into a display of hope and warmth. Today, many of you may feel anxious and hopeless as you and your family confront these unprecedented times brought upon by the pandemic. Adjusting to a new normal where your family life, social life, and work life has changed so dramatically has to be unsettling. While this pandemic will test our resilience, I know that we will persevere through this pandemic together and emerge stronger and even more connected. My thoughts and prayers are with those currently impacted directly by the COVID-19 virus. I hope that you and your loved ones remain safe in this unsettling and surreal time, and I wish you all peace and safety. Thank you. And thank you, Jeremy, for having me on your broadcast. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. That was awesome.
Thank you. You're inspirational, and I hope that we can measure up to your efforts throughout our lifetime. Yeah. It's pretty cool to see what you've done. So thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so we wanted to get back to talking with a family. That's been a very popular idea that we've had, connecting with our neighbors and our friends. And
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
So a lot of people know Kim and Morgan Hurd. So Kim is a first grade teacher over at Manzanita Charter School, and Morgan is the chiropractor of Life Chiropractic. So they own Life Chiropractic together. And they've got 2 adorable little kids. And so we chatted with them. We actually met them at CrossFit Ohana a few years back before they knew each other. And that's, I think that's where they met.
Now they have 2 kids in
Now they
business.
have 2
They're
kids.
married. They
Yep.
finished college. I mean, oh my gosh, time flies.
Yep. Let me see their kids here. Yep. Aren't they so cute?
They are
That's
pretty
Riley,
cute.
and that's James.
Riley and James.
Yes.
Rock stars.
Yep.
So the kids are amazing, but the parents are pretty cool too. So we got a chance to sit down.
Do you want some hand sanitizer?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Don't forget, keep your hands clean.
Just thank you, Coastal. Anyways, go on. Keep talking.
What was we talking about?
Anyways, so we wanted to chat with the Hurd family. Just to set them up, they are still operating as a business, as chiropractors here in town. And when we spoke with them, they already were operating under essential healthcare services. But when we got the chance to talk to them last Wednesday, they had just gotten confirmation that chiropractic care is listed as an essential healthcare
Which
service,
is a big deal.
Which is a big deal.
You know, gets rid of some of that confusion out there.
Yep. So this is the Hurds.
All right, enjoy.
If we talk about nothing else about chiropractic other than simply pain management, that's often the easiest thing for people to grasp onto, like back pain, neck pain, right? If chiropractors were removed from the necessary or essential healthcare services, then those patients that would be coming to us for simple or primary care pain management would then be forced to go to urgent care or the ER or some higher level care, being around potentially people who are there for vastly different reasons and vastly more contagious reasons, putting more stress on the medical community that already is low on masks, low on, I mean, name it. I mean, they're low on everything now, but also basically getting into more of the neurological things. Human beings enter fight or flight when there's stress to us from many different ways. It can be trauma, social, mental, whatever it is. And chiropractic helps the body basically become more dynamic and adapt to the stresses. Some cool studies have shown that people, like a cohort of chiropractic patients compared to a cohort of just regular old non-chiropractic patients, showed that they had different higher levels of immune factors that help kind of prime the body to fight off infection, both bacterial and viral. So we're not saying that we're treating anything, but we're taking care of patients and helping their bodies stay well in a crazy, stressful world that we don't really know.
How do you keep yourself safe at the office?
Great question. So whenever I go home, because we have my mother-in-law and my grandmother-in-law at our house.
Yeah.
Strip down, hop in the shower before I touch anybody, touch anything, stuff like that. But here, I mean, anyone touches anything, it's clean. We don't have patients touching. Like if patients don't want to, they could literally walk into the office with their hands up, don't touch a single thing, you know, get their adjustment and walk out without touching anything. So we've kind of made it less of a comfortable home experience and more kind of a sanitary experience, which I think for now is what we got to do.
This is a new experience for American kids, you know, of all ages having to deal with this. So from their side, how are you bringing them along, or how are they dealing with, oh my gosh, I have to do teleconferencing now with my teacher? That's crazy. How's that working?
They're so excited. Like when we get on Zoom together, they just want to like run around and show their house and like show their pets and their family, and everybody wants to talk at the same time. And but it's really good to see them, and you can tell that it just like brightens their day. And I get messages from parents saying how happy they are, like after we've had a meeting, and just that connection I think is really important. So it's been good.
And then you guys are keeping busy with the kids at home, doing lots of fun things.
Yeah, way more play, I think, coming from us to them, because we have the time and the energy, and they can't do anything else. They can't go to swimming lessons or gymnastics or
just go to the bike park, go in the backyard, go walks around the block, and Alexa playing music and dance parties like all the time.
You both had opportunity to fly the coop and go anywhere and open a business, big city, any other state, but you came back to Lompoc. Let's talk about what makes Lompoc a unique place and cool for you guys to want to do that.
To give a little backstory, we didn't want to come back. We were in Iowa, right on the Illinois-Iowa border for about 4 years for chiropractic. And I asked a question. I was like, Dream, where do you want to go? And it was like, Northeast, way too cold, way too much snow. North, way too dark. Pacific Northwest, too dark, too wet. Southeast, alligators, mosquitoes, everything. We basically boiled down to like Tennessee, a little kind of like sideways California, like kind of boring and bland, but Nashville's kind of cool. Yeah. And then California. Then we realized, well, family's in California, so let's just be real. So then it was California. And then it was like, whatever city in California.
Northern California, Southern California.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara, where should we be?
And then it was like, we kind of just like zoomed in and we're like, crap, it's Lompoc. That's it.
It's the only place that feels like home.
Yeah. And it's like, the climate is like Goldilocks. You're an hour away from Santa Barbara, hour away from SLO. You got wine country everywhere. Like drive around, like get outside, drive and like open your eyes and literally look, drive from like here to Buellton.
But don't leave your car. Stay in your car. Yeah.
Windows up. We take it for granted because we're from here. And it's like, we're kind of we're just immune to it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. There's just like a lot of love here. And like, I don't want to start getting emotional, but CrossFit Ohana has been on, and even though like I haven't gone in like months because of life and now this, it's just like seeing them and feeling like the community there just like makes me love being from here. Like what you guys are doing, like wow, like they're doing that in like our little town. I mean, like if somebody was doing what you're doing in LA, it's like I'm less likely to know and like have a connection with you, like what you're doing to like bring people together and like create that positivity is like something you wouldn't get in a bigger city.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like, yeah, business owners that we've met that just like pour into the community, and I don't know, it makes me love being from here.
I love them.
I know. I love them too.
Thank you so much, Kim and Morgan, for being on our show. And for anybody else who wants to be interviewed on our show, just know that a requirement is to flatter us and to tell us how awesome we are.
Do you want to interview me? Because that's also a requirement.
I'm not going to flatter you.
We've
been together way too long inside this house, so not that that's been very new. So
that's okay. We're used to it. Thank you to the Hurds for doing that.
So awesome.
Again, they are staying open, staying very cautious and safe, trying to help those with issues that chiropractic work can help with.
And that was one thing I didn't really think about, was just even on a pain management level, how important chiropractic care is to keep the stress off hospitals and healthcare workers. That's just something I didn't even think about. So that's very important. And then just a great reminder that we live in a beautiful place, and even we can't go to events right now or visit wineries or go into restaurants, we can still drive around this beautiful place. We can still get takeout and eat it in our car, and maybe go sit by the beach and just watch it from inside our car. So there's still things to do and ways to get creative with it, which most of you are. So,
and we're going to. This is it's not a sad announcement. It's a
realistic announcement.
Yeah, we're going to catch our breath.
Yeah.
This is our 7th episode, and we've never done a TV show before or online none of this stuff. So this is all new to us. We put a lot of effort. Michelle's put so much effort into organizing and keeping this thing going. So this Wednesday, we're going to take a day off. I know it sounds
we're
crazy.
Not taking a day off. We just need to.
We
just need an extra day to be able to work on some content and keep things fresh and
not get up at 4:30.
Come up with some new ideas. And
so we're not going away. We're not quitting the show. Nothing like that. We have so much content that's already been uploaded. If you're behind on an episode or there's some recipe things that you need to catch up on, we're going to be uploading a lot of content from our previous shows. And then once we come back Friday, boom, we're going to hit the ground again, running hard, better than ever, greater content, deeper into the community. We want to celebrate all the good that's happening and make sure that we can get through this all together. So we'll be back, I promise. In the meantime, send us messages if you've got ideas or you want to film yourself or your kids.
Yes.
We need that stuff.
Yes.
So please help us out.
Please do.
Michelle, you're going to take, we're not going to be here Wednesdays. Are we going to survive?
We'll be okay. But we'll be here on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. with
and to our friends, if
even
you're
better show. So where we can be a little bit fresher and do some funny things.
And if
too,
any of you are having withdrawals, just hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message. We'd love to say hi to you.
You can FaceTime me
and
if
then
you
we'll
want.
see you back here Friday at 8:30 a.m., followed by happy hour Friday evening at 5:30. We hope to see you guys there at both. So
thank you guys.
Thanks again. We'll see you Friday.
See you Friday. Here is your
Jacob Cole.
Your
thank you for the music.
Thank you.